Hello, pipe community. I am Leo, and the channel is Lutrasaurus. And this is the Helping Minister Peterson Instructional Edition. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of the soak cleaning of the stem. Hopefully the rest will be useful to you. Thank you for watching. All right. Reaming the pipe. I already did some work on this. Some of these pipes in the collection were so caked up you would have needed to put in one ribbon of tobacco at a time and used a pencil to tamp it in. So, depending on what tools you have, a lot of people start out with these. They're not bad little tools, but if you're working on estate pipes, I came to the problem of really narrow little bowls and was afraid I was going to do damage. They're not bad little tools. Some people like the good old pipe knife with what they call, I forget that, I'll look it up. Sheephoove, I believe, is the blade type for scraping. Not a bad thing to have. Never hurts to have tool options. I got lucky and actually I got an auction. I picked up two of my early basket pipes just to get this. Couldn't even tell you the brand. It's the only thing I saw in here is Sterling, Japan. It's got various little blades. Almost like a pick. I find them helpful for carbon. Get in there, you got to be careful, try not to gouge the wood. I've never actually used that one, but I might as well show you the whole tool. Nice little tamper, nice little tool to have. This one in particular I use a lot. I also find this on the end of this tamper. Try to be careful. But once I started getting with the little ones, I got this little reaming set from, I think it's Decatur. Pick it up at one of the online shops, various sizes. The nice thing about them is straight, it's not at an angle. It's got a handle, gives you more torque. This comes at an angle. I'm not like dissing this tool, but this allows you to go straight in. So with that, put it in. You can see I've already did some work. I'm on the littlest one. I always start with the littlest one. Yes, it makes noise. And there's your carbon. Would suggest taking your time. You don't want to gouge the wood if you can avoid it. Sometimes when you do it, you might find some damaged spots, and you got to look at how you want to patch. A lot of people use pipe mud. Got that pretty well reamed. Might touch up with little hand tools. Not going to use a reamer anymore. Got to assess the inside. And then once I get to a point where I'm satisfied with the cake level and the shape of the bowl, it's the salt treatment. You're going to want to use something to hold your pipe. I found egg cartons to be awesome. You're going to want to plug up that end. This is huge. This is a military mount. I usually use a piece of plastic, like a plastic bag. Cut a piece off if you need to. For this, I'm going to fold it up. Take something like a chopstick or something like that. Usually to shove it in and give yourself a handle. Tool. You just want to make sure that that's all the way in. Kosher coarse salt. Fine salt isn't going to work. Don't ask me for the complete answer, but ultimately you need something for surface area. You're trying to absorb alcohol, so this works. For some reason the other stuff doesn't. I'm not really questioning it. All right, a little bit more than I need. It's okay. I am using Everclear grain alcohol. Everything I've ever heard, most people use, I'm sure there's people who use other things, but I've mainly heard using non-flavored alcohol. I went out and got a little glass bottle with an eyedropper. You especially want to try to do this carefully if you're trying not to mess the rim, the stain. If I was stripping this down to bare wood, salt treating it, then dyeing it, it's not a big deal. I'm trying to preserve what finish there is. I am going to be waxing this, so a little bit at a time. You really want to fully soak it into the salt. But not overfill. So little drop at a time. All right. Now if you could see that, the whole surface is wet. I've got a Q-tip. It looks like I got a little bit on the surface, unfortunately. Hopefully it won't affect it. If I need to, I can re-dye, but I think we are good. Let it sit for a day. So we are here to clean the Peterson. I suggest you wear gloves. I'm using nitrile. Latex seems to have problems for some people, and I'm not going to try and find out if I have problems with it. First thing I usually do, take some paper towel, shove it in the bowl, and let's make it smaller. And when I can, I'll put a cork in it. But there's going to be times when you're going to be working on the top. So sometimes I start out just paper towel, trying to keep the soap out of the inside of the bowl. Same with the shank. All right, toothbrush. You're gonna need Murphy's oil soap. I like keeping it in a little container, so if I have excess, just put it on the lid. You're gonna wanna get a straight, generous portion of the soap. You're not diluting it. And just start applying it. The carbon on the rim is going to take a while. Tend to put that on first and just let it soak. I usually have a lot of paper towels on hand. I will wipe this off, look at it, scrub some more, just keep on going back and forth wiping, scrubbing, however I feel. The actual wood on this one doesn't look too bad. I probably don't need a whole lot of scrubbing other than on the rim with the buildup. I won't know for sure if there's any burning, scorching until I can get really at that. Wipe it down. You can see the paper towel starting to get wet, but the cork's just going to get in the way. So just try to manage that the best you can. Depending on the damage and the direction I want to go, sometimes I'll sand the top lightly if I think if I'm gonna have to restain it. I'm trying to avoid having to restain any of this. I'm trying to do just the bare minimum. So I think if there is some charring, I am going to leave it. It's always a balance between sprucing it up and keeping some of the character. Some of them I've done bare minimum, some of them I've stripped all the way down, re-dyed and sand, and I like both. I'm okay with that. Once I let it sit and dry, if I'm not, I can always do the oil soap again. I tend to take a lightly damp paper towel and wipe everything down. Then I will take a dry paper towel. Look at that. So be aware you might be slightly changing the color of the pipe, lightening it up. I don't think it's going to make a dramatic, considering it was, most of these are so dirty and dull. They're gonna look different anyway because of the polishing and the waxing, and not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, didn't plan on having this was unexpected. I could not get a pipe cleaner through the hole, the draw hole into the pipe. I had to use this to push my way to even get, there's that much tar buildup. Thought I'd add that in onto the system pipe. That's a new one for me. I mean, I've done, all it is just one little, oops, sorry about that. One little step, one extra little area to clean, more work. In general maintenance, I'm using 99% isopropyl alcohol. Lots of Q-tips. Regular pipe cleaners, and if you're going to be restoring estate pipes, get some bristles. I did not know what I was missing until I got these. I don't know if you can see that. The light might be washing it out. They got a little extra like aggressive. Within the cotton is like little plastic fibers that make it more aggressive. I'm not going to show you this whole process, but I want you to give an idea. Some of these pipes were even worse shape than this one, but just to get an idea. Yeah, you are going to need to clean the pipes. Compared to the other pipes, this ain't so bad. And I say that even though I had to use a prong to get into the draft hole. Yeah, this one's one of my better ones. Dip some of the alcohol on the bristled pipe cleaner. Yeah, I adjusted the light. You can see that a lot better. Use both ends. I don't like wasting them. You could clip off the ends with a scissor. You can fold them over. There's a lot of space in there. Just another option to the Q-tip. Use every square inch. You're wearing gloves, so it doesn't matter if the thing's filthy. Use every square inch of that pipe cleaner. As you can see the Q-tips. All right. I think you get the idea. Okay, honestly, this is my least favorite part. It's doing stems. MicroMesh pads. I have one set just designated for vulcanite stems and that. You can see the gook that comes out of them. You just progress all the way through. I say just, like it's really that easy, but wet sanding, vulcanite. I couldn't even tell you if half of that's coming from the sting or if it's coming from the pipe at this point. Lots of paper towels, lots of wet sanding. Wear the gloves, for your own sake. Wear the gloves. You don't want that on your hands. And then I will do this again and again through all those layers. Like I said, lots of paper towels. I would suggest changing your water out frequently. It's getting there, but I noticed sometimes even after all this, I was close to the end in the cycle of pads. You start noticing stuff. And the reality is sometimes you'll just have to go back a couple steps, maybe the whole process again. Somehow, either it started browning or I missed it. Somehow I gotta go back. It's part of it. It's part of the wet sanding. Yeah, see, I can't even, in regular light, you don't even, without this extreme light of the camera, I wouldn't even seen that. All right, more work to be done. Back to square one. Normally I'll watch a movie or listen to YTPC videos when I'm doing this because I'm trying to do a video for, I guess I was rushing it. I had to go back in with the knife. After all that scrubbing, I still just little bits of these buttons. The buttons, Peterson and otherwise, they're all, you got that 90-degree angle. You gotta take the effort. Clean it some more. Definitely better. Might work on it some more, but you get the idea. Okay, buffing. Eye protection's a good idea. Mask, basic mask, or I'm going to start trying one of these fancy ones. What you're starting out with. It's called White Diamond. Some people start with a rouge. but my micro sanding has covered that. With the micro pads, I don't need the rouge. You can do it if you want. A light bit of little bit of the white. When doing the white or the polish, you don't need a whole lot of. You don't need a whole lot on your wheel. Yeah, but make sure you have a good grip or you will have this thing fly across the room. If you see like a white residue, you've got too much on your wheel. Same with your wax. Now we're doing the beeswax. And again, you don't need a whole lot. If you see a white streaking, it means it's not on evenly. There's either too much wax or you haven't polished the area enough to get the heat up and the wax build into it. Always go down low. Don't go up high, because the way keep it below the halfway mark. So thank you for watching. Have a good day or night, whatever the case may be. And I hope to see you soon.